I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be.
Hello YouTubers, today we're going to look at a comedy called The Wedding Ringer, starring Kevin Hart and Josh Gad, directed by Jeremy Gerlich. This movie is about a desperate Doug Harris character looking for groomsmen, having told his wife that he has many friends on his list and actually has none. So one thing leads to another. He finds his way to the Kevin Hart character, which we'll call Bick Mitchum, and he provides the service of playing the best man and making the groom look fantastic while doing it. The premise of the movie is pretty simple. The Doug Harris character makes a connection with Bick Mitchum. They begin the charade of convincing his family that these are actually his friends, his best man, and his groomsmen. And of course they get into all kinds of trouble and funny situations throughout the movie. In regards to meat on the bone, I'd actually evaluate this one as a juicy hamburger, because there was something there to think about and reflect upon. Within this crazy storyline of hiring somebody to be your groomsman, you actually started to think about how you're viewed based on your friendships, your connections, and how you want to present that to the world. Closing in on the end of this movie, I found myself thinking about how much of our personality is defined by those who we are around. And that's a serious topic, and that's something everybody can relate to, not something that you would typically find in your average comedy movie. So for that reason, I found that there was actually some depth to this movie. And I think Kevin Hart is really coming into his own in terms of his comedy. I'm finding a lot of parallels with him and the Eddie Murphy of the late 1980s, early 90s. We even catch him doing a funny little laugh. Circa Eddie Murphy's awkward laugh from the 80s. In terms of believability, overall, really all that's required here is about a half a glass of Kool-Aid. As far-fetched as the storyline sounds, the movie plays out relatively realistic, aside from a few ridiculous scenes. In fact, one of the premises of the movie is that he's trying to pull off what he calls a golden tux, which essentially is the hardest routine to pull off. Some of the funniest scenes in the movie are when he has to sit with the family and you get the sense of awkwardness of trying to fit stories together.
Say.
When you were in Rome, you and Bick?
Oh, boy, that's right, because you left in March.
Okay.
Red Hot Pussy Seltzer. Then, right, yeah, that sounds right.
What did you just say?
I think you said Red Hot Pussy Seltzer.
Why would you?
While the Doug Harris character tries to adhere to a number of rules.
Follow my lead. You talk as little as you can. Short answers. You don't initiate conversation. We won't.
We won't?
We're in, we're out.
The cheese factor in this movie was surprisingly low. I'd rate this one at the bocconcini level. Relatively painless, not a lot of awkward, cheesy writing, and they didn't try to jam a love story down your throat. And seeing how things measure up on our laughing gauge, I'm actually going to give this movie the Laughing Factory rating, just because I found myself continually laughing from the beginning of the movie all the way to the end. There was not too many lulls where you were waiting for something interesting to happen. Kevin Hart really pulls off an intelligent comedy, and the comedic scenes really work with Kevin Hart's flashy, fast talking.
No. You're talking about a golden tuxedo. You can't pull off a golden tuxedo.
Juxtaposed against Josh Gad's sort of very simple geek role. Hi, I'm a nerd. And they play off each other really nicely, and it creates a good comedic dynamic that you're interested in following for the whole movie. In terms of a rating, though, there's no need to watch it on Blu-ray because it's not a spectacle and it's not theater worthy so I'm going to give it a DVD rating, but it's one of those DVDs that you really should watch because it's a very funny movie. So I've just compared Kevin Hart with the 1980s Eddie Murphy. Who does he remind you of? Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Don't forget to like or subscribe. We'll see you again next time.